What's up, fight fans? Thank you once again for coming through. Much appreciated. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. Alright, let's talk Carl Frampton, the Jackal, who last time out didn't look great, let's be honest, didn't look fantastic. I'll give him a bly. Really, we're talking new manager, new trainer. Obviously, you've been in the gym working on new things. Tough opponent as well, to be fair, but didn't look spectacular. You didn't immediately see that performance and say, okay, look, put him in with Abner Mars or Santa Cruz and let's go for a trilogy, or even, I dare say, the likes of Rigondo, Vasil Lemonchuk. You didn't look that and say that. Even Selby, right? Selby's obviously going the Josh Warrington route now. I didn't see that performance and go, wow, put Frampton in with one of those guys. So he is really, I think, still rebuilding, which sounds silly when you consider he's a two-weight world champion. Only lost once, and that was to Santa Cruz in the rematch. So look, he still is a formidable fighter. He still, for me, is the best #1 British fighter, pound for pound, for me. Some people might argue and say Joshua or whoever. I still think Carl Frampton is the #1 British pound for pound fighter. So there's a lot I expect of him. Frank Warren has said that he will go out again. I think it's in April or March. And surprisingly, I guess, the name that's come up, a name that's kind of been mentioned, I think, by Frank or by others, is Nonito Donaire, right? The Filipino Flash. Donaire isn't the same Donaire he was. Donaire is, what, now 35, 36. He is a 4 or 5 weight world champion. So look, we're talking about potentially a guy that will go down in the Hall of Fame as one of the best to do it at the lighter weights. Donaire was unbeaten, and I think people forget this. Donaire was unbeaten for 12 years. Donaire's second fight he lost in 2001. That's correct, yeah, 2001. His second pro fight. And then, so this is for all those guys out there that do lose early in your career. It's not over. Donaire proved that. He didn't lose again until 2013 when he fought Rigondo. But this is a guy that has literally fought a who's who in the lower weight class. And we're talking Rigondo, Darshinian, Nicholas Walters, Omar Navarez, Fernando Montiel. He has fought so many big names in lower weight class, and I feel like he went through the problem which a lot of these guys are doing, especially even when you think of someone like Chocolito, when you're just chasing the weights and chasing the big money fights. And I think that's what he's doing, and that's what he's done. And as a result, he probably jumped the weights too quick, and I think he ran into a guy called Rigondo, and I think he hasn't really been the same since then. But nonetheless, still represents a name for Carl Frampton, still somewhat of a danger. He still can punch. He still has that good punch power. Remember, this guy was supposed to be the next Manny Pacquiao. Bob Arum was pushing him as the next Manny Pacquiao. Obviously, the Filipino thing, the speed, the knockout power, until he ran into Rigondo. So he isn't what he used to be, but it's an interesting name for Carl Frampton, right? It's a name. And sometimes that's what it's all about. It's a name. It will sell tickets. Donaire speaks well, looks well, and for a few rounds will make it a very, very competitive fight. I really do believe that. Believe you me, he could trouble Carl Frampton for a few rounds. He's got the experience to. He's been in there with real seasoned operators. And in terms of the people that beat him, I mean, he doesn't just lose to anybody. Apart from, he lost to Magdaleno, I think, which is probably a bit of an upset. But apart from that, Nicholas Walters is a good fighter. Rigondo is a good fighter. I think he lost once to Darshinian, a good fighter. So he doesn't lose to bums. But what do you guys make of the matchup? I'm split on it, if I'm honest with you. Donaire is a name, and I guess that holds that kind of that box office value. But for me, I expect to see someone like a Gary Russell Jr. or Abner Mars, maybe even the Lee Selby. That fight was spoken about. What do you guys make of it? Let me know. Peace.